Hello everybody, it's Julia here from the Highly Sensitive Tarot, and I'm here today to do another VR to Nova at Nova Lunar Tarot. This is another read this deck hashtag, and I've been working with the Reclaim Oracle for the last couple of weeks, and I'd sort of coveted this deck for a while. I'd had it on back order because it was out of stock at the boutique, and it came into stock, and I was so pleased. It's a fantastic deck for shadow work and for, you know, introspection. So yeah, I've been working with it a couple of weeks, and I thought today it might be good to show you what I've been doing with it myself, and then to do one of the spreads in the guidebook. So this first little bit will just be looking at the cards that I drew for myself in one of my journal pages, and then I'm going to pause the video and then I will shuffle and lay out some cards for one of the spreads in the deck. So what you're looking at here is one of my daily pulls, and what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, because you can't pull a card every day from this Reclaim Oracle. The subject matter is just too deep and too profound. You know, you do need time to absorb and process these cards. So what I've been doing is I've been drawing one card per week from the Reclaim Oracle, and then every day I've been asking the question, can I have a message regarding whatever is on the card that I've drawn? So with this little spread here, the question was, can I have a message regarding resilience, please? And I draw a card from the top of the deck, and I draw a card from the bottom of the deck. And that's my daily pull, you know, that's my reading for the day. So this actually was the first reading, the first daily pull that I did with these cards, and I was blown away, to be honest. That's why I felt so inspired to make this video. So as you can see here, we've got the card Resilience, and I'll read you what the guidebook says about resilience, because this guidebook, while it's enough, it doesn't have a huge amount of information in it. I think really the emphasis here is on that inner work and self-work, isn't it? So it says, resilience is knowing that life is made of lessons and each one must be cherished. The more I learn, the closer I get to putting my perfectly imperfect self back into my perfectly imperfect body. A body that is brave and knows that trying and failing is more valuable than failing to try at all. And as you can see, you just get a small amount of information really on each card, but it's enough, isn't it? You know, instantly this card resonated for me. You know, I have chronic health problems, so my resilience to life is quite important, and it's something that at times really does lack. You know, if I've had a few bad days of pain or anxiety, my ability to cope with things in my external world gets much more difficult. So to be resilient and to be able to cope with that without attacking myself is really important. So in my journal, and as you can see, the top card that I drew here was the Eight of Pentacles, and the bottom card was the Eight of Wands, and these are from the Circe Tarot, these two cards. Aren't they beautiful together? I was just blown away by this little 3-card spread here, really, because I couldn't have picked a better card for myself at the time than resilience. And to get 2 8s with the same colour sort of on the cards, and the meaning of them was just so powerful, I think, really. So I've written in my journal that number 8 is a number of control and mastery and the need for success. So immediately that made me think about the fact that I'm often a perfectionist. And because I can't be as resilient as I would like to be often, I will give myself a hard time about that. So with the Pentacles here, this is a commitment to mastering something, isn't it? The Eight of Pentacles. And with the Eight of Wands, this is movement and purposeful movement. So to me, this was such a clear message, really. It was, I've written in my journal that in order to become more resilient, I must commit myself to mastering aspects of myself, to then be able to roll with life better. So this control and mastery and success is not really about mastering my external world. It's about mastering my thoughts and my feelings and my behaviours, because it can be quite easy to self-sabotage and to get stuck in a mindset that's really not healthy when you're chronically unwell. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that, really, without going into any more depth, obviously, about my own issues and my own problems. But you can see, I think, how powerful this is, really, as a little daily card pull. It really resonated for me greatly. So I'm going to pause the video now, and then I'm going to clear these cards up and shuffle some cards and lay out a spread from the guidebook. And the one I'm going to use is to integrate a part of yourself. So it's a 3-card spread, and I'm gonna pull 3 cards from the Reclaim Oracle, and then 3 cards, I think, from my Tarot of the Abyss deck, because, well, just because, really, just because I can read it so well. Okay, so I shuffled the decks and pulled some cards at random. This is not one of my own readings, and this is not particularly a reading for anybody, but obviously if anything I say resonates, we'll take it. So the card spread here, to integrate a part of yourself, it says integrating long lost parts of yourself takes time, and it must be done with care. Close your eyes and listen for the call of the shadow. Which part of you is ready to reveal itself? So I wonder if I've revealed myself here, if these cards are for me. So the first question is, what aspect of myself wants to be made conscious? So I hope you can see that there. I know the light's not fantastic as usual. So what aspect of myself wants to be made conscious? And I pulled the Protection card and the 4 of Cups. And let's have a look at the Protection card, what it says. It says, you don't need to know how bad it is out there. I keep you safe in my body, in my arms. Sometimes I become small on purpose and crawl into the shell that shields me from a world that could take it all away. So this is about being self-protective, isn't it? The aspect of yourself that wants to be made conscious. So it's about a need to go inward sometimes to protect yourself, to make yourself kind of small and invisible, and shield yourself from something or someone, from the world. And I drew the 4 of Cups with that, which it kind of resonates somewhat for me, and I can see how these cards would go really well together in something that your shadow would want to make conscious. And the 4 of Cups is a card of kind of apathy, isn't it? It's about being self-involved and withdrawn, of kind of retreated into your shell and being unaware of people and things around you, really. So these 2 cards go very, very well together, don't they? So if we were to answer that question, about what aspect of myself wants to be made conscious, I would say here what needs to be made conscious and explored somewhat is why you might feel the need to be so self-protective. What are you protecting and why? Where does it come from? You know, we can always trace back our behaviours to somewhere or other, as you know. If I was to relate this to myself, it would be easy to say that I'm self-protective, that I have quite strong boundaries in life because I'm often unwell. And unfortunately, being chronically unwell can mean that you can withdraw from life somewhat, and become somewhat self-involved sometimes as well. It's not a nice experience. So to bring that out and make that conscious and think about that consciously and how that impacts upon me and the people in my life would be really helpful, wouldn't it? So question number 2 is, how does this manifest in my life? And I drew the Pride card and the Ace of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm going to have to pause this. The postman's at the door. Oh, so annoying. The postman was due to be here this morning and he's turned up 2 hours late. So I waited all morning before starting this video. He turns up. So yeah, what was I saying? So question number 2 was, how does this aspect of myself manifest in my life? So I drew the Pride card and the Ace of Pentacles. So let's have a look at the Pride card, see what it actually says about pride. Is needing the world to know that I know who I am when I am the one who needs convincing. Pride is needing the world to know that I know who I am when I am the one who needs convincing. Pride holds a little bit of shame in its centre, a soft spot that hurts when you touch it. It's my weakness. It's shouting louder than the fear I am fighting to keep secret. Well, I can kind of resonate with that because within my need to protect myself, there's a shame in that, you know. I often feel that I'm letting other people down, or I'm being difficult or selfish. You know, they're all things that I've tormented myself with over the years when I've been unwell and I've needed those things. So yeah, I can totally get that. And we got the Ace of Pentacles with that, didn't we? I mean, I'm just intuitively looking at this card, even if we don't take any notice of the fact that it's a Pentacles. It just looks to me here like this person is holding everything up, aren't they? You could perceive this as being a burden in some ways, and the pride and the shame that a person might feel around their behaviour would feel like a burden. And I think it could make you feel quite, what's the word that I want? It could make you feel quite alone, as this person is here also. And it could make you perhaps step out of your thoughts and your emotional state sometimes and more focus on the material things, the practical things that you have in your life. You know, this is also a card about health, isn't it? It's about health, home, jobs, you know, all of those kind of material realm things. So it's also an ace, isn't it? So it's a beginning of something. I'm waffling, aren't I? I think these cards that I've drew here actually are resonating for me quite a bit. That's why I'm waffling, because while I'm trying to talk objectively about these cards, in the back of my mind I'm getting all of these little bits of resonance, you know, about myself, which which again comes down to this protection, doesn't it? And this self-involvement in your own health and your own well-being. So yeah, the Pride card, how does it manifest in your life? Well, I think this apathy and this withdrawal and this self-protectiveness could certainly bring about some kind of shame, and could certainly make you feel that you are lacking in some way, perhaps that you're not part of the outside world, that you're alone, like here, with a burden. So question number 3 is, what would happen if I claimed it as part of me? So that would be, what would happen if you brought it out of shadow and made it conscious? And I drew the purpose card. You would think I didn't shuffle those cards very well, wouldn't you? All P's. So purpose. Let's have a look. So it says here, purpose is the song of the soul. It's the reason I was born, the secret wire connecting each experience. It is not meant to be found in the world, but recognized in myself. It is my heart tugging at my hand, eager to breathe into a vision. Well, I totally get that. I think a lack of purpose in life is really unhealthy mentally for people, isn't it? So I think maybe what this is saying is that if you are able to make this need for protection and this need to have boundaries and this need to feel safe, if you were able to bring that out of shadow and make that conscious and make it something that you were able to process and discuss with other people, and make it less shameful for yourself, it would bring some much needed purpose into life. As it says here, purpose is the song. What did it say? Purpose is the song of the soul. And I believe that. I think that it is really important. And what we've got here is the Lovers card with it, haven't we? Which is a card of connections, and engagements and connections. So I think really for me what this is saying that is if these things were able to come out of shadow and into the light and into consciousness, if they came from your unconscious or your subconscious into your consciousness, that it would improve the relationships that you have with other people, quite simply for me, because we'll have gone from the one person here that's being a tree to the two people here connected together. And hopefully some of that shame and some of that pride would subside, wouldn't it, along with it? And there would be a sharing of experience. Perhaps you wouldn't feel quite as alone and quite as much need for self-protection. So I hope that made sense. I feel like I waffled a bit, and I feel like I got distracted with my own shadow somewhat in this video, but I hope that my ramblings and my discussion here of these cards will prompt you to want to have a go yourself if you've got this deck. I can't recommend it enough, the Reclaim Oracle, actually. And you all know that I love the Tarot of the Abyss. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that it made some sense to you, and it might inspire you to have a go at this kind of shadow work yourself. So thanks for watching. Do say hello, and I'll see you all later.